is good for them. So, all right, this is going to be pretty quick and to the point. I was honestly, I had run out of ideas until the beginning of this week, really started looking into what's existing right now in terms of opportunity in the marketplace. And kudos to Stephanie for really jogging my brain in terms of content for our meeting today. So like really what I wanted to do is again, reiterate some of this is going to seem pretty repetitive, but right now more than ever, it's on our shoulders to continually be the voice of reason, be the voice, the source of knowledge, and also be the person that's right now, we can't be hiding in the closet. We can't not be around the people that we need to be around or be in front of our past, present, and future potential clients. And we also have to utilize our systems that are in place here. So there's a communication metric to that. One, it's just literally get in your phone, start at Z. Anybody that you haven't contacted, go up the train, record a short little video, text it to them, and that's it. Even if you do 5 of those a day, that's an unbelievable source of potential business for you. So it's what I talked about last week. It's clean your database up. And that starts with going through your phone. Right now, I know I love email. I think email's great. Actually, no, I don't like email. Neither does anybody else. Go figure. Text messages, people on the response rate for an email, it's something like 3%. There's still people that pay for automated email services. Yes, our CRM offers us the ability to have automated email, and that's still a good thing. If you send 300 emails and you get 3 people to reply to you, and they might all be sellers, that's awesome. That's 3 deals. But you want to talk about using your time wisely, send 5 or 6 text messages, up your game with a short video if it's somebody that you know could potentially be in the market to buy or sell. Use that. The platform that you need to use it on is reach, just like reach out with your arm. REACH. It's an app on your phone, and you can mass text every single person in your phone's catalog list, and it will individualize and say, hey, David, hey, Susie, hey, Randy, hey, Marty, and send the same exact message to as many people as you possibly could want. And you can send video to. It will respond back directly to you, not through that app. So it will not look like an automated text message. It's a phenomenal service. I highly recommend that you at least give it a shot, because right now it's about being visible, it's about being real and relatable, and it's about learning how to leverage all of the technology platforms that we've got. I mean, raise your hand if you're not an expert at all of the stuff that we have available on Marketing Resource. I'm not. And I spend a lot of time, but I do spend a lot of time in there finding out to help answer questions from you guys to help make you more productive, whether it's email templates or whatever, this, that, the other, it's all there. It's all there, and we have to leverage that. But step 1 right now is that communication piece is clean up your database, which literally means start at Z and go up the train in your contact list. I challenge you to at least 5 texts a day. 2 people might not respond. 3 people might be like, no, not right now. But you get 2 or 3 or 4 that'll be like, well, I mean, you know, I am kind of interested. Well, you know, how's the market? We all know what how's the market means. I've said this a million different times. How's the market means what's the value of my home, and has it changed in the last 90 days during all this craziness? You can help them understand that while everything's been going on, guess what? You want to know how many closings we have this week in the office? You'll look at it right here. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11 closings this week in our office. The surge is here. We're talking about prepare for the surge. That's too late. Now we need to start rocking and rolling again. And the quicker we can compress that time frame and learn more about what we actually have to offer at both as a company and as an agent, the better off we're going to be in June, July, when it's going to be literally and figuratively hot. It already is. The second little piece of this is the unsung heroes right now are the associates in our marketplace, because right now you're watching a lot of people that are just now kind of coming out from this hibernation level slumber that haven't done jack doodly in the last 60 to 80 days, that are way behind the 8 ball. And then you've also got people that are going, I don't really know if I should be allowed to do my job right now. I'm really not sure. But yet you've got one of the people with one of the sweetest dispositions on earth that's on this call right now, is absolutely loving calling for sale by owners and just having an honest conversation with them right now. It's amazing how human, or how being human, changes the dynamic from us right now. And right now there is a veritable mountain of for sale by owners in the marketplace, withdrawn listings, that's the big one, and expired listings. Expired listings are a little bit more pissed off than your garden variety buyer or seller. They got burned because it expired. It's still an opportunity, but I think that there is a time frame and a time window there, both for expireds and for, Amy got caught by the timer. Expireds have a different time window. Withdrawns have a very different time window. And for sale by owners, again, that's another time window where there is sort of a sweet spot where there's an opportunity to have a real human conversation there. And so here's the 3 time windows. For sale by owners is obviously the shortest, but it's about 2.5 to 3 weeks. That first day, nope. The end of the first week, they're still thinking that they got it in the bag. That 2.5 week mark is where a for sale by owner really could be potentially open to a conversation, and a real conversation. How that real conversation works is to just say, listen, I'm here to help you. I'm not here to try and list your house, but I just wanted you to know, because the world is upside down, I'm just wondering, how's everything going for you? Are you still seeing any activity? But also too, hey, I wouldn't be doing my job, because we live in a very overly litigious society right now. Do you have for me to be able to see, so I can show a potential buyer, do you have a property condition disclosure statement? Do you have an updated lead bed? Do you have the updated lead best paint? Are you available to see the new South Carolina documentation is just one bit of it. The second piece there for them is safety right now for sale by owners. Safety, regulation, the ability to monitor showings, to be able to regulate who's coming in, who's coming out, and following NAR guidelines as far as cleanliness, this, that, and the other. That's number 2, safety and regulation of how many people are in your house, what's going on, when, and also to have a licensed professional as a buffer, a legal buffer for them during that process. A third piece for sale by owners is online marketing. Beforehand, 44% of buyers, this is NAR data, 44% of buyers started their purchase process online. I think that's probably a little bit low, but the most recent survey showed that 93% of buyers started their process online. And how many times have we seen someone with little to zero knowledge or know-how or ability to market a property online as a for sale by owner? The ability to leverage that process is more important now than ever. When you've got 93% of the population that's still looking to buy or sell, starting their search online, that's huge. The next piece is negotiations and third parties. Right now, with the social distancing guidelines and this, that, and the other, the world operates in a slightly different manner. But during a contract, so let's say, for example, this for sale by owner gets an offer and it's pretty good, they want to move forward with it. From contract to close, we all know this just as well as anybody. On average, you deal with 22 people, apart from you, the seller, the buyer, and the seller, and the seller's agent's not involved in that. So apart from that, there are those, in a for sale by owner, there's three parties involved already: the seller, the buyer, and you, the agent. There's 19 other people on average that you deal with from contract to close. How to coordinate all of that, whether it's appraisals, inspections, repairs, etc. What kind of a plan do they have in place to navigate that process and to negotiate on their behalf? They don't have an advocate. They're out there doing all of that work themselves. What's really in it for them? And on top of that, how are they to be able to look and assess a pre-qualification for a home loan right now? Now more than ever, it's important to make sure, well, I mean, you get an offer. Are they able to actually swing the bat on the offer? Or is this just paper with signatures on it, and at the end of the day, they're not going to be able to perform? Now more than ever, you need somebody that's actually able to verify that what they're shooting over to you is true. And the final piece is the net in pocket. So there's a survey, and I can send you guys the survey. It's from a collective analytics group. And we all know this, that agents representing sellers eventually net more money in the pocket of a seller than a for sale by owner, right? I mean, that's just kind of common knowledge. But did you know that number is actually 6% more net in pocket for a seller on average on an agent represented property versus a for sale by owner? So now you're saying 6%. That's weird. 6%. Where do I know that from? Oh, that's right. So you're saying that I could pay a commission and still get more money in my pocket. A full 6% commission and still get more money in my pocket. That's interesting. There's a way, that's just a short way to figure out, especially for a for sale by owner, timing, pricing, and service for them. 2.5 weeks on a for sale by owner. There's a mine of business there, because I mean, I'm telling you right now, just for example, even discounted brokerage. So for expireds and withdrawns, I'm going to get into this, but even right now for discounted brokers, there's a house on Ferris that went up for sale the other day that is actually represented by a discount broker. Do you want to know how the seller, who is actually the one that's marketing the property, you want to know how they're doing it? On Nextdoor. I get that we're a little town, but that's not an effective strategy. At the end of the day, to net you more money, it's not an effective strategy. Yeah, it's nice to be social and be on social media, especially as a real estate licensee, but from a seller's perspective, you got to have a better plan than that. Yes, that's a piece of the puzzle, but when I actually can't find something that's listed by Prime Realty, not to name any names, on the internet, we got a problem. We got a big problem there. That's a for sale by owner in sheep's clothing is what that is. So the next bit, that's for sale by owners, 2 to 3 weeks, right in that window. Like I said, even if you find a couple of them, you don't have to call all of them. But right now, more than ever, they need to know about the health, safety, regulation, and the documentation necessary for them to not get totally T-boned during a transaction. And to help negotiate with all those third parties that are in and out from contract to close, just if they know that information and you come with a giving heart, there's a good chance that somebody's going to want to have a substantive conversation with you about actually selling their house rather than trying to sell their house. The next 2 bits that are just lying in the grass, expireds and withdrawns. Now I'm going to go with withdrawn last, expired next. Expireds, I would say anything within the last 30 to 60 days that is in the wheelhouse of a neighborhood that you would like to work in, or a neighborhood you potentially would like to farm. Start that as like the jumping off point for a new neighborhood to farm. Again, be highly selective with these because expireds are pissed, or at least more than likely they're pissed. Something didn't work out from X, Y, or Z of a position. How you transition that conversation, not just being like, hey, listen, I know that you blah, 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 you know, the typical red and white conversation, you know, saw that you expired in the last 20 days. I see that the home had X number of hit counts on MLS and blah, 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 blah. And dude, how about I come and give you a marketing proposal? No, it's, listen, I hate that your house didn't sell. I can't really figure out why. Do you know? And ask the seller if they can figure out why the home didn't sell. And also say, I mean, listen, you know, the world's been pretty funky for the last couple of months. Are you still interested in potentially selling? If not, no worries. I have to ask, would you also be curious to know how your value of your home may have changed since the home expired? So what I'm saying is not the homes that have expired within 30 days. I'm saying a minimum back of 30 days, minimum 1 month back that still has not gone back reactive. If it's within that 30-day window, the likelihood of you having a productive conversation with them is not high, right? Have that conversation, be real with them, be honest, and also be curious. The final piece is withdrawn listings. Now, withdrawn listings, something happened. We're not sure what, but we're curious. Again, curious to start with. Now that window is about 120 days back. So somewhere back around something that was withdrawn. Now you can go all the way up to something that was withdrawn a week ago or yesterday if you want to, but your window is much, much, much larger. You can go all the way back to the start of the year if you want to and say, comb through exactly in the same manner in an area that you want to focus on, or at least wouldn't mind doing business in, or that you think you can get it done. I mean, it'll take one click on Paragon to figure out, is this something that I might want to pursue or not? And then go from there. But again, it's something happened. Your conversation starter is, hey, I'm curious. You withdrew your house in February. What happened? Because from the looks of it, it's a great house. I would love to show this to some potential clients, but I really want to figure out first and foremost, you know, what happened? Are you still thinking about selling? Are you totally off during all this craziness? What's the deal here? Just help me understand. The conversation again goes exactly the same way. It's just be curious, be interested, but also be in the conversation. That's the main piece. If we're not in conversation with people that very clearly at one point or another wanted to, still want to, or did want to sell their house, well, now more than ever, you need, it's almost like I don't want to use it this way, but it's almost like a hiking guide, right? Like almost like a Sherpa. Let's say a Sherpa. Like, we're skilled in navigating the waters of a real estate transaction. Sherpas are skilled in navigating the mountains of the Himalayas. I'm not saying that we're, superheroes or anything, but we're here for a reason. And in good times, it's easy to just think that I can put a for sale by owner sign in the yard, or I just think that I can hire any old person and get a discount agent in place, or I can just get any old person to sell my house. In normal times, in good times, whatever it is, those things are manageable. These are not normal times. This is much more than a normal real estate market. Yes, absolutely, conditions are still good, but you have to find the right person. You have to find the right guide. You might appreciate this analogy. It's almost like playing golf and you got a good caddy or a bad caddy, a good tour guide or a bad tour guide. A good, I don't know, heck, a good Uber driver that knows how to get around a town, or a bad Uber driver that just wants to take you the longest route possible so they rack up the bill. Right now, more than ever, the average guide, it just ain't gonna cut it. This is not the average time. You aren't average. Y'all aren't average real estate agents. Let's take advantage of that and let's leverage your existing database. Go from Z all the way back up. I'm serious. I'm sending a challenge to everybody. Z all the way back up. Text messages, video if possible. Download the Reach app and give it a whirl and tell me if it doesn't work for you. I think that it will. 2, roll through the existing unknown inventory that is right here that we so desperately need. At 4 months of inventory, we are still at 3/4 of capacity. But our buyer pool is at 100% capacity right now. I mean, the National Association of Home Builders talking about a 1 million unit shortage in construction starts nationwide. To get us to a healthy figure is a humongous statistic. Leverage the unknown inventory that's still hanging out there waiting in the form of for sale by owners, expireds, and withdrawns. Make that a point to at least include a little bit of it in your daily activities. What you do right now is going to determine how amazing your summer is. This is going to be a term and time of differentiation. You don't have to be wildly different. You don't have to show up at every meeting wearing like a neon yellow dress or something, or have some kitsch tagline or some whatever it might be. Now is the time to differentiate yourself just a little bit by being human. Being a little bit more human, being a little bit more interested, and being more curious. Ask solution-oriented questions with these folks. It's all about, like, for sale by owners is, hey, listen, I just wanted you to know so you could be represented, not saying, hey, let me go list your house, or I would like to come tour your house. It's, hey, let me help make sure that you're protected because this is what I do on a daily basis. And now in an overly litigious society, I just wanted to make sure that you had the most current and up-to-date forms, because as you know, a lot of the forms changed and took effect May 1st. It's just an opportunity to be of service and to be the voice of knowledge. Expireds, it's to understand that something went wrong. More than likely it was overpriced or that was the wrong broker. And it's just to be there with them and see what their plans are. Withdrawns is much the exact same way, but with withdrawns, it's what happened and what could have gone differently. And to see if you might be the person that could potentially be the thing that helps it go differently. And hopefully if you just implement a couple of those today and keep it going, your summer is going to be bright. And we're going to be in just as great of a position in 3 months as we were positioned to have been at the beginning of this year. Anybody have any questions or anything specifically they wanted to touch on, or any topics about this, about rolling through your database, mass text messages, or the big three, FSBOs, expireds, and withdrawns, anything that they wanted to touch on? All right, just at 30 minutes. I'm getting pretty good at this time window. Guys, thank you so very much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
You got it.
Thank you.
Bye.